My name is Diego, but my artist name is Synthia Modulatta. I like drag, I'm inspired by the art of drag, and I kind of want to explore both things, making music and drag. I come from Colombia. What's there to say? I've been exposed to a lot of music. I have a little bit of insanity in my head in regards with music. Salsa, merengue, cumbia, house, rock, metal, you name it. It's Japanese punk, Japanese pop. I'm doing the Masters in Production. I joined last year, I'm on my first year, and so far it's going quite well. I met a lot of interesting people, making connections for a lifetime. And then I did an undergraduate in electronic music production, but I needed kind of have that missing piece, connection with the community, this recording, all of these things. And I'm glad I ended up here and not in another school that, you know, I could be in another school full of techno producers and just basically programming all the time. But here is more, you know, you have to move, you have to set up mics, you have to deal with producers, with their crazy quirks, their personalities, and it just makes life a little better, a little more joyful. Well, the track I made, it started with the drums, let's face it. I was playing with it, and I thought to myself, well, it's a drum plugin, so I'm gonna play with some drums, and I started playing, and it took me like maybe 3 hours that I was into it, playing and discovering it, mostly. I use Ableton Live, by the way, and I was discovering, okay, and then I kind of figured out, okay, this is how I wanted to do, and I just record and let it run. I just let it run, and I just play with it, and that was the basis for it. I then went into it and basically edited the MIDI, and then I said, okay, what else can this do? So I opened another instance of natural drums, and then I added a synth plugin, and I went crazy with it. I have to say, the plugin really took away the tedious task of going into the drums and editing velocities, and because at the end of the day, it does become menial a little bit, like a bit tedious to spend there 15, 20 minutes just tweaking one, and then you want to do a variation on the next couple of 8 bars, and you're like, again, how am I going to randomize this? And sometimes you randomize without even knowing if it sounds well. But this just made it in a way that I was like, okay, well, it's ready. Let's carry on, let's can move on. And then I just had to focus on the sound design. I was, okay, this snare is too long, maybe less, maybe more of the vacuum, maybe more tube, maybe more compression. So it kind of highlighted more fun than, let's say, to compare it, let's say you're driving in the street, you know, in the streets in London, you're driving your car, and then you get to the M25 and you can only go at 70. Well, this is like going in the Autobahn in Germany, just full speed. So that's how I felt. I was scared that it was going to do too much, and then I was going to be sitting down there, okay, what's my job then? If this is it. Because there's a certain component to making music. You know, when you fall in love with making music, you just basically the actual process is what it takes away anxiety. It just kind of settles. You know, somehow it's kind of magical, just sitting down in front of your DAW. And I was scared that it was going to be like, okay, there's nothing to do, it's done. But in fact, no, it does leave room. It just basically like, it's like I had a drummer at home. Basically, I want this and I want that. And then you get it at home without having to have a drummer, a sweaty drummer, you know, with the